no, Vegito! I'm gonna take you down!
Alright everyone, JB here, and we are back with some more Dragon Ball Legends content on the channel today. Now today, I know we've been lacking on the content lately, it's been a few days, but listen, I got something good for you guys. Now we're looking at Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Now this guy right here, a lot of players know when he first dropped, you know, especially a lot of older players, veteran players, know when this guy dropped, especially in PvP, he was taking over the meta. This guy was unstoppable with his unlimited combo chain with the strike and then the additional ki to it. And you know, about time they gave him something. It was either a plat or a Zenkai, and they chose to give this guy a Zenkai. And we're going to do a quick review about everything that this guy could possibly have and what his current kit is as now. You know, look at his stats and teams that we could probably see him being very, very good on. And yeah, you know, that's all before we get started. If you enjoy the content you see around the channel and you find yourself coming back watching it for more, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. If you're a return subscriber, you already know what to do, man. Ain't even gotta tell you, man. But yeah, so first thing I want to go over, you know, I got a little list of things that I want to go over in order, so that way we don't get too confused along the way, mixing up things. So first thing we're gonna go over, I want to go over pretty much teams that he could probably be best with, and like, you know, his tags, you know. Now this guy, you know, you can pretty much fit him on any team. Now we're right here, we got the tags already right here. Now this guy, we can fit him on pretty much any team. You know, top 3 teams that come to mind if you look at the tags, you got God Key, you got Fusion Warrior, and you know, Future actually has gotten a buff. You know, we got the androids, and also, you know, let the LF Future Gohan. So, you know, there's a lot of buff on Future as well. I mean, it's been a few months, but still, that's still pretty good. You know, you throw him on that team if you get him Zenkai. You can even throw him on a Sand team, but you know, that depends on how you know, make that work. But my top 3 teams will probably be Future, Fusion Warrior, and Gaki, you know. And you know, with MUI just dropping and also the new Vegeta, even though I feel like, you know, part 1 anniversary isn't all that, if you pair this guy right here on a Gaki team with MUI, you know, that's pretty broken, you know. And you can also throw this guy, like I said, on a Gaki team and then make it a Gaki team full of Saiyans, depending on who you throw on there. There's a lot of still good, you know, people you can throw on the bench, and then, you know, the people that you want to use for battle in those top 3 slots. And this guy in the leader slot, you know, depending on what team you throw him on, he can still be very, very useful, you know. Now, in terms of his stats and everything, we're gonna go ahead and do this right here. We're gonna look at him 14 star, you know. So if you're also a new player, you know, we're gonna also be looking at everything, his old kit. So if you're new to the game, you know, you might not eventually get him right away. You know, some people might get lucky and pull him a couple times. Cause he is in the summon for the MUI banner and also the other banners that they brought. So, you know, you can get lucky and pull them, and you only need them for 7 stars to get them to the Zenkai. You know, me personally, I still need to pull them one more time. I got them at 6 stars, so, you know, hopefully we can get this guy to, you know, 6 stars. But that would be great. Now, next thing we're gonna go over, we're gonna look at his stats real quick. You know, now, if you don't know, because we're not in actual games, I decided to go on DBZ Space since they pretty much got everything for the information that you need on the game and updates. So if you look at the bottom right here, that will be his max stats right there. So that's what you're looking at, 1.46 million. Now this is him at 14 star. Now we take off, if we put him at 7 star, he's at 1.3 million. Then health is at 2.2. So it's not, you know, it's not too bad, about 200k. Strike damage is, of course, gonna be the one that's more, because you know he's strike orientated, especially with his passive as well. And you know the way I see that the Zenkai, because you know I feel like they might do something to make him more well balanced, you know, because when he first came out, you know, a lot of people, when you had a whole bunch of strike cards, and plus he had blast armor too, so there was that as well. So a lot of people could sit there and just, you know, continually just do a combo, and you know there wasn't a lot of strike cover changes back then, so you know, well not strike, but cover changes in general. But you know that's really another thing why he was dominating, you know, the meta really. Now we're gonna go over his kit real quick. We're gonna look at his main ability, his unique ability, you know, because I wanna look at the unique ability first. This is longer, you know, get this out the way for you guys. Now basically, if you look right here, he applies the falling inflex to self when this character enters the battle, so he gets a 50% damage buff. He reduces damage by 30% for 15 timer counts. So it's only limited, and then he also nullifies like the attribute downgrades for 15 timer counts. Then he draws a special art card, which would be a green card. So what they're meaning right here, basically with the downgrades, that's basically if you have a type disadvantage, it wouldn't really count. You're type neutral for those 15 timer counts. And then if you look back here, he also has his cover change with the blast art, which is, you know, it's good, you know. Like his passive now, you know, it didn't age well, you know. Like that first year he was out, he was still doing alright, but now in this meta, you know, he hasn't aged as well. And then we have also his other one. He gets plus 30% damage inflicted against Fusion Warrior. So you know, you see a lot of people running Fusion Warrior in the meta. Not as much, but definitely a good amount of people that still run it, so that actually is still good. Now if he applies also when he's faced with a certain type of enemy, so he gets the melee type, he gets 40% damage to strike for 15 timer counts. Now again, same thing, he's limited on that time, so you know if he's not, you know, I don't think he's a character you want to start off right in the beginning. You know, if you're using him for Zenkai, because they're gonna they might change this up, but they're also gonna add like, you know, the additional kit for him for the Zenkai. Now range type, he gets plus 40% damage inflicted, 15 timer counts. Again, if it's a support type, you're gonna get your card draw speed by 1, and then defense type, you're looking at, you know, you get gained aptitude upgrade minus 30% for sustained damage cut, which isn't bad at all. Still looks good to me. Now, this is what I was talking about right here, where everybody was just going crazy when he first dropped. Every time he draws a strike art card, it activates twice. Count resets when switched to standby. So this guy restores ki. He restores 5 ki. Then he also inflicts the enemy with 100% to minus 100% to health restoration. And the thing is, this guy, it activates twice. So basically meaning you're gonna be getting, you know, plus already on the cards that you already have, especially if you're strike, you're getting 3 additional cards, and you know, got a strike, that is blast right here, and you know, I feel like, you know, he didn't age as well. Like you can look at Future Gohan, for example, like LF Future Gohan, like the way his kit is set, made it to where in the future he's going to be still usable, because a lot of people still use Future Gohan. Now we're going to go over his main ability real quick too, and also what I think that can probably change to some of these, because you know, I feel like, you know, they cannot mess this up. They cannot mess this man's Zenkai up. If they do, it's like, Legends, what are you doing, man? Like, it doesn't make no sense. Now you look right here with his main ability, you can't even keep up with me, can you? Now he randomly destroys one of your own cards, and then you draw the ultimate card. So he also restores health by 20, then ki by 50, then you get that 40% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Sorry about that, guys. Reduces damage received by 20%. So it's like he's like a hit and run character, kind of. You know, not, I wouldn't say snipe, because he, you know, 20 timer counts depending on how whoever you're playing against. The match can go by fast, the match can prolong if they're patient, you know, when you're playing PvP. Because all of it, the only thing that I don't like is he's always been limited on time. Like, he does get the 50% damage, but, you know, for like reduced damage, it's only 15 timer counts, and then you don't get another one until you pop your main ability, and that's only for 20 timer count, and it's only 20%, which isn't a lot, you know. Now, what I see that they can probably do with the main ability, you know, we're gonna talk about that first, cause that's important as well. Now, what they probably gonna keep, you know, where they say is they destroy one of your cards. They're probably gonna keep that part. They're probably gonna keep the health. They might buff that up a little bit. I'll say probably 10% at the most, so it could be 30%. They're gonna keep the key. But what I see what Legends will probably do right here, either they buff up how much damage inflicted you get right here and keep the timer counts, or they're gonna increase them timer counts. Like me personally, I would say like 45, 60 timer counts. That right there is way better, you know. Now reduced damage right here, I feel like those guys, they're gonna have to do something about that, guys. Like, they're gonna give us at least like 40, you know. Even though 40 really isn't much either, but you know, this guy isn't defensive orientated. He's like he's just a powerhouse, man. And you know, they should increase the, I would say, give us 40% damage reduced, and then give us 60 timer counts for both of these right here, for the damage inflicted and the damage reduced. That feels like something I feel like I'll be okay with. Now we're gonna get over to the unique ability as well. This right here, you know, the main ability, I feel like that's something they can change. Now, you know, some Zenkais that these guys do, they don't change some of them, but you know, that's, you know, some of them they don't change like the already abilities they already have. They just add different ones, which I expect them to do here too. So they probably might keep like the same things right here you see right here, guys. But I feel like you see right here, these 15 timer counts that they got on all these abilities right here, I say increase all of those to 60 timer counts, even like 90, like, because the matches, if I remember, it's over 100 something timer counts. So that's, you know, unless you're prolonging the match and dragging it out, that's something else. But I say increase these to 60, 90 timer counts, between that area right there, you know. Now reduce damage, they can increase that as well. Increase that to like, you know, 60, 70%, because you know, this guy's not defense orientated, so he's gonna need that buff for defense reduced. So even though he's gonna be Zenkai, you know, he's gonna be a little bit more tankier depending on what type of team you put him on. This guy's gonna be taking a lick, you know, he's gonna be taking a heavy hit. Now we go back over here to his second unique ability. You know, they're gonna keep that 30% against Fusion Warrior. And what I feel like they can do right here, they're probably gonna keep this, you know, the same amount of percentage that they're giving for the buffs. But like I said, increase the timer count. So look at this, guys, 15 timer counts. Meaning this guy doesn't have that much to shine. Even if you have a team built around this guy, getting them buffed, you know, he's losing a lot of buffs because he only has a certain amount of time to use those buffs, you know. And I feel like that's not fair, you know. And this down here, they're gonna keep that. One other thing I want to look at real quick, guys, before we go over the next thing, I want to look at the green card, man. Now this green card right here, when you hit your opponent, you cancel the attribute upgrade. So what does that mean, guys? If you don't know, if you're a new player, meaning if they have like boosts, like buffs, basically, they cancel them. You know, they cancel. I don't think all of them, but pretty much cancels them. Then also inflicts the enemy with attribute downgrade. I don't remember, or it says it right here. I don't know why I was saying that. Like, well, inflicts them with plus 25 damage received. And this right here was what, you know, had this guy, when you hit this green card and you start comboing him with the melee cards, and you get the additional melee and then the key. This right here was what was golden, because you get this 25% to damage received on your opponent. 15 timer counts, right? 15 timer counts. And then you go up here, guys. Let's see. He already has the 50% debuff, so that's 75% damage. You know, now green card, they probably don't want to change the timer counts for that. What they're gonna do to revamp this, I feel like what they should do, they should give this green card key. Give this green card 30 key. Keep this plus 25 damage received. If not, they might buff it up to 30 or maybe 40 and keep the same amount of timer counts. And then they can keep the counts of enemy attribute upgrades. I'll be fine with if they gave it that 30, you know, the 30 key, then buff up the damage, keep the same amount of time. To 15 timer counts, it flies by, but remember, this is a green card, so you can pop it again. Now, down here, we're gonna look at the blues. Now, the blues right here, you deal massive impact damage, and then you inflict all damage with no switching. So I don't feel like they would change this. Cause if I'm being honest, this is actually good, because you have no switching. Then you inflict the enemy with attribute downgrade again, plus 15% damage to receive. So imagine you pop a green card and then you pop a blue card after this. That's what, 90% damage. But that, you know, that making it seem like he relies on that a lot. And you know, I don't feel like that's something that he should be able to like rely on. You know, there's something that they can do about that, in my opinion. Now, looking at his ultimate, he deals supreme impact damage. He does plus 50% to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. Basically meaning when he pops this ultimate, you get that plus 50% damage. Plus, you're getting that attribute upgrade minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut. So they're going to be taking some heavy damage. Then he notifies the enemies restore health when it reaches 0. Then also gains the buff effect, notifies enemies special actions that activate when changing the total for 3 timer counts. So basically meaning if they want to you know, either way it goes, even if they switch in with a cover change, it wouldn't matter because it's ultimate. You know, you can't unless they dodge it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over. Like, there's like, I don't really know what they could bring for his kit, like other than that. So this is him at 14 stars, you know, and I can see like for the unique abilities, they might add something, maybe like something that gives him like an additional buff, you know. Because I could be wrong, they might not tweak none of this right here, and they might just add like additional unique ability kits, and it could be like another kit where he gets like, say for example, every time he uses like a strike, like a strike card, he can get like, say, like a plus 10 or 15% buff to strike damage. So he's already strike orientated. Now that would be like the green Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, because he gets a buff every time he uses a card. And what they could do is they could do that, you know, give him that buff, and then maybe give him like a little bit of extra key. Like it could be an additional 5 key plus already on this kit right here, on this ability he already has. So that's 10 key. You know, it wouldn't be broken because you can only use it twice. So they can do that. Or, you know, they could also add something that would give them like an additional reduced damage buff, you know. Like same thing with the green card. Maybe they can do something with, they might can take off the attribute upgrades and give him like every time he pops this, he gets reduced damage for like an additional reduced damage, like say like 25-30% for like, you know, 20 timer counts, 30 timer counts. That would be good, you know. And plus with the key, that's something that I would look forward to, you know. And plus also they keep the damage received for the attribute downgrade. That'll also be good, you know, if they want to tweak this guy a little bit better than that. And honestly, that's all I can think of that they could really just do to this guy. There are other things that they can do, but this is my perspective that I think what they should do. And honestly, guys, that's all that I think about it. And you know, leave a comment down below if you guys think about other things that he could probably have. You know, because if Legends cannot mess up this guy's kit, you know, because they already messed up. Who do we have before that? I think it was Purple. It was Purple Super Saiyan God. Not Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, the OG one. I think we had somebody after him. I can't remember quite who it was. But let me know what you guys think. Who else? Like, what else could they add on this guy's kit to make him even better? Because it seems like what they had before. This guy gets, you know, he's getting buffs. Not that they weren't that much, because around the time Meta wasn't crazy. But this guy is he's limited on the time that he has these buffs. Like, he has like a time limited buff. You know what I'm saying? So he enters the field, he's limited on time. But let me know what you guys think about that. If you made this far to the video, you know, hope you have a wonderful day. As always, it's your boy JB. I'm out.